welcome to the Beyond the Knitting podcast. My name, of course, is Raylene, aka Kimana Knits on Ravelry. It is Sunday, December 28th, 2014. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. You can find show notes for this episode as always. This is episode 28. I don't think I usually say that. Show notes can be found at beyondtheknitting.wordpress.com. You can also find links to the YouTube channel and Ravelry group from there. Let's get right into the knitting. How about we do that? We can talk about holidays and stuff like that afterwards. Alright, so I have two finished objects. The first is the hat that I recast on and was knitting for my boyfriend. I pulled out the last Habitat hat I knit, because it was too small for his ginormous noggin, and the last one was too big for his ginormous noggin. So I decided to go super simple. I just did a 3 a.m. cable hat, which I did a couple of them a year or 2 years ago for Christmas for my family. So it's just a simple 3 cable ribbed hat, and I did super long ribbing because he likes to fold up the brim. So he's been using that, and this is out of Barocco Vintage, of course. I used size 8 US size 8 5.0 millimeter needles. Finally finished that, and he's been using it, and I think he likes it, so it's all good. The next thing that I finished is a pair of socks. I finished the Rampant by Hunter Hammerson. I had a spunky eclectic colonial sock in tartan. It was a 2011 club colorway that I received in a trade or swap or something. So I have 2 of them. I really actually like the bottoms of the foot more than I like it in the pattern. If I had known that, I just would have done plain stockinette socks with these, but oh well, they're done now. Fish lips kiss heel. I like how the heel sits, but I'm finding that it's too tight in this area, so we'll have to figure out how to make that heel maybe a little bit wider there. And these are for me. They're not washed, but they're on sock blockers, so you can see the pulled pattern. In the pattern, for this special stitch, I don't think I'm giving too much away by saying this, so she has you wrap the yarn around twice when doing the elongated stitch pattern. I did 4 times just to make sure it wasn't so tight, and I think that helped. So there we are. These have been hanging up on the bookcase, but the dog sometimes knocks them down with her taily tail. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I know. I'm talking about you and you feel like you have to come. I know. Okay. So next we have works in progress. I'm actively knitting on 2 things. I started... Well, I'll show you the thing that you've seen before. So I am still working on my banana leaf shawl by Yuki Idea in skein merino lace and element on US size 4. That's 3.5 millimeter needles. This is how far I am. That marker is where I was last time, so I did get quite a bit done, but not as much as I could have. It's just slow going because it's so little yarn, and I'm working on my purling because I really don't like purling, and I want to not hate purling. I do a Norwegian purl right now because I knit continental, but my knit stitch is so much faster than my purling that it just takes me forever to do purls, so it really irritates me. So I tried combination over the holidays, and while it increases the speed of my purling, it decreases the speed of my knitting because I'm now knitting, like the leading leg is now in the back. So I'm trying to figure out how to make my Norwegian purl stitch a little bit quicker using, yeah, I'll figure it out. And then my purling will be beautiful. Excuse me. The other thing I'm working on, I started a vanilla sock out of one of my Into the World club colorways. This is the June 2014 yarn club. It's out of Pakoku sock. It is in the Prance colorway. Pakoku is her basic 75-25 superwash merino nylon. This is how it is knitting up. I really like it. It's kind of striping. It's not really pooling, but it is striping, which is fine by me. Just doing a vanilla sock, Fish Lips Kiss heel. So in the pattern for the Fish Lips Kiss, it says when you start the short rows to increase. So I just increased 2 stitches on this heel, and then you decrease it back at the end of once you're done the other side of the heel. It's still really tight in here, so I'm going to try on the next sock to do more, but I'm not ripping back all this on the foot. So I've done the cuff, done the heel, and I'm about halfway down the foot. So that's going really well. I did this when we were in Calgary. Pretty much all of it. So I can see, and then it looks like the dark green is kind of stacking, but whatever. Do not care. I don't mind the stripey. It looks kind of like a self-striping, even though it's not. This is it in the skein. I'm not, for my first, like this was my first club colorway shipment, not a huge fan of it, to be honest. But it's just a pair of socks, right? And that's really what I did this for, so that I'd have stuff for just plain socks. So that is all I'm working on. The only other thing I have cast on right now is the Pomme de Pin cardigan by Amy Christophers out of Barocco Ultra Alpaca Light in Peat Mix. I think I've done 2 rows on it since you saw it last. I still haven't even finished one repeat of the pattern. So we'll see. We'll see. That is all the knitting. That's fast. I'm only 6 minutes in. Let's do a podcast when we don't have anything to talk about. Anyway. So next is recent purchases. I did a trade with somebody for some of my handmaiden Swiss silk. And we traded, I got a skein of Tanis Fiber Arts Purple Label Cashmere Sock, which is a 70-20-10. I've never knit with her Purple Label sock because I'm cheap and I don't feel like paying $35 for a skein of yarn because I'm cheap. But her Blue Label fingering weight is like my favorite sock yarn. It's super soft, it lasts for days, forever. And her dyeing is really, really pretty. So she had a skein of this, so we traded. It's in the olive colorway. You can see it's mostly dark green, and then it has this dark purple in it. I really like it. So this will eventually probably be a pair of socks. I don't know for who, but that's okay. So I have that, and then I got my Into the World December club shipment. It was in the post. It was in our mailbox when we got back yesterday. So look away if you don't want to see it. The colorway name is Flounce. It's in her Gloucester sock, which is a 2-ply 80-20 merino nylon. And that is how that looks. That's actually pretty accurate to color. It's got this lighter yellowy and then bleeds into the purples and then this blue at the end. A lot of people say it looks like blueberry pie with whipped cream. So it'll probably just be a pair of plain vanilla socks. I don't really like 2-ply sock yarns. Everybody says that they show cables and they show patterning better, and because of all the shadows, because of the 2-plies. I actually find that I personally, because of all the shadows in the actual strand of yarn itself, I find that it obscures the pattern. I do not agree that it shows the pattern that much more. But that's my personal preference, personal opinion. Whatever. I'm just not a fan of it, but it's gonna, I figured just plain vanilla socks, then I don't have to worry about it, and it's Into the World, so it'll stripe or pool or flash or something. She always puts them in these nice little baggies. And she's changing up her labels, as you can see, because my June club colorway was this. Now she's got just little hang tags, which is cool. That's all my purchases. I did not buy any yarn for Christmas, which I'm sure my boyfriend is very happy about. He's sitting over there. So, yeah, I just got clothes and I got a lot of stuff. Clothes and a quilt and KitchenAid stand mixer. Well, that wasn't really a Christmas present, but we didn't pay for it. I did not pull out a book recommendation this week because I couldn't think of anything that I wanted to talk about. This is going to be a really short episode, but that's okay. So, foster tales. We have a new foster dog. I talked about Lucky and Charms getting adopted last time, and how I wasn't quite sure if when we were going to get another foster dog, but we did end up getting one last week Thursday, so a couple days before, or a week before Christmas. We picked her up. She was at a temporary foster home, and that lady's got like 5 dogs, or 6 or something. She's one of the foster coordinators, so she has a bunch of long-term fosters with New Hope, and then she's got her own personal dogs, and then she takes on temporary dogs, or dogs that need a temporary place to stay. She is a 3-year-old boxer lab mix, and her name is Mamba, and we chose her in an attempt because boyfriend's parents' dog finally passed away a couple weeks ago. And so we got her and brought her specifically to see if they wanted to adopt her. Because they're looking for they want a lab. Well, his dad really likes labs, but, you know, might as well adopt. But 1-year-old labs can be really bonkers. And they want a young dog. And she's really great. She's really laid back. She was excellent over Christmas. Like, traveled, no problem traveling the 6 hours to Calgary. Boyfriend's brother's girlfriend has a 4-year-old child, and she was actually surprisingly well with him. At one point he stepped on her, and she growled and immediately tried to move away. Like, she just didn't want to be close to him. But she did warn him and then tried to get away. So she was really good. And she's playing dead dog on the floor as I stare at her, and now she's looking at me. You're talking about me. Okay, I'm going to move the camera. Sorry if you get motion sick. Let's see. Can we get a picture of the mumbo? Can we get... Oh, she's going away. Honey? Honey? I know. She doesn't really like technology. You put your cell phone close to her, she tries to get away. Hi. Come here. Come here. Come on. Up. 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 You know up. Come on. Come on. There you go. Good girl. No, come here. Oh, you're a wiener. Come here, you. Come here. Oh, fine. She just wants to play now. You want to play with your monkey? She's got a monkey. Up. Up. Come on. Anyway, she really likes playing with toys. She likes bones. She loves walking. I don't think she had really ever walked on a leash before coming to us. So she pulls a lot. And when she gets off leash, like at the off leash park, and you call her, she runs the other way because she's having far too much fun because she thinks that coming to you means you're going home. But I'm thinking like a 25-foot lead and some treats and stuff, and getting her to come regularly back when you're at the off leash park. I think that would help. She got out of their yard because his brother's rental house doesn't have a completely fenced in backyard. There's like a 10-foot section. Excuse me. Where the garage used to be. Wow. Whew. That isn't fenced in. So she got out of the back door while we were Boxing Day shopping. I'm just dying a little over here. Excuse me. And they claim she was jumping 6-foot fences with a running jump. I'm not surprised. She's really athletic. She's 55 pounds, but she's pretty short. She basically looks like a lab, but is brindled. And she jumps up like no problem into the car and jumps up on the couch, no problem. One time Chris vacuumed and she leapt up onto the couch and beside me and squeezed as far back as she could on the armrest to try to get away from it because she's terrified of the vacuum. She's scared of cell phones. She's scared of the camera. We had our photographer come and take professional pictures. Scared of the camera, won't go near it. She's funny. Every time the phone rings, she's like, what? But she's a good dog. She's available for adoption at newhoperescue.org, as are all of our foster dogs. So yeah, if you're in the area, which I doubt many of you are, but you never know. They do adopt across Canada though, so if you're not in Saskatoon and are looking for a great family dog who likes walking and cuddling and playing and laying around, we got one. Keep telling Chris we should just keep her, but he keeps saying no. So, no. So yeah. Christmas was good. I hope you all had great holidays or time with family or whatever you were doing the last week. I start classes again in a week. It looks like boyfriend will actually be home for New Year's Eve, which is the first time we've had New Year's Eve together, but Much Music could call, you know, tomorrow or Monday or even Wednesday and say, oh no, you have to go, we have a show. So, gaming, still Family Guy, still Simpsons, still some Dragon Age Inquisition, but we were gone and I didn't bother bringing anything to play it over there. And then I bought some games. I bought Banner Saga for iPad. It's actually really good. It's a tactical RPG. It's really pretty, really great music. I'm really enjoying it, but it takes up almost 2 gigs on my iPad already, so that's a little frustrating. But I will, I guess, make this a really short show of 16 or 17 whole minutes. And I will talk to you guys later. About 2 weeks. I'll be back in class by then. Okay, bye.